Hey, how are you? Greetings and salutations. How the hell are you? I hope everything is going your way. And if it ain't, make it happen. Or try. So, I am in Nevada. And after a brief intermission of getting things done that I may or may not reenact at a later date. Alright, so as we last left off on the exciting adventure of Nevada, yeah, time for a story. So as we last left off on the exciting episode of Kurt jumps in full faith that God will catch him. In his last exciting stunt, he was at the edge of dismality. And then the broadcast was cut short. In divine timing. So, I am in Nevada. I am in an awesome place called Fallon, Nevada. Cozy little town. And there's a lot of parts of Nevada that remind me of like Alabama before smartphones took hold. Smartphones are a cancer. Not smartphones. People get addicted to them. The internet, smartphones, social media more specifically is highly addictive. It really is addictive, just like cigarettes. Should have a warning label on that shit. May cause brain rot. So, anyways, I'm in a lovely place called Fallon, Nevada on this day in May. And I'll show you what I'm looking at. Look at that. Does that look like a desert to you guys out there? There's some cows out here. You want some help? Oh. She's got it. She's very independent. That's all right. Everybody needs to have a little bit of independence, even Kurt. Even me. But yeah. So I acquired some things to help us on our journey of learning to hear the voice of God. And so I hear someone's car alarm right now. I'm hearing the voice of a car alarm right now in the distance. This is a beautiful place. This is where I'm temporarily at. And I acquired this. This is a 2004 Nissan Sentra. The guy I got it from, he's supposed to be calling Safelite to come fix this. If he don't, I'll deal with it. $200-$300 for a windshield ain't nothing. This is a 5-speed. Now I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm going to tell y'all something about buying cars in the great state of Nevada and how it's different from Alabama. There are many people trying to jump titles out here. There are many people who do not have the proper titles to these cars. And I know because I looked at a good bit of them, and damn near all of them had title problems. So you got to be careful, because the Nevada title looks different than an Alabama title, so you got to mainly know where the seller signs and the buyer signs. And other than that, it's pretty straightforward. You can write it up, but most people are using DMV papers to write up bills of sale. But you can do it like in Alabama. But this is the car I have, 2004 Sentra, $2,000. It runs, it shifts, it runs really well. I got to do some work to it. The valve covers are leaking, no big deal. Needs motor mounts, transmission mounts, no big deal. And it needs a blower motor, which is something cool I'm going to share with you guys. I'm going to show y'all a trick. See how something cool. Now, I feel like it doesn't feel as hot as it does in Alabama here, because the humidity amps it up. But it's still nice to have air conditioning. So we have our blower motor. I took it out. That hooks up to our fresh air outside. And we've got a connector. So what we got to do is we got to plug this bad boy in. So if y'all give me 1 second. And I'll show y'all a magic trick. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Alright. It's plugged in now. Now watch this. Let's set it up. This thing, it stalls. So I'm going to show you. We're going to put our key on. That's the one right before start. And then we're going to turn our dial. Hold on. Well, now it's working. Wouldn't that be great? Okay, see, I got my dial. I'm on 4. It's not moving. Whew! Sometimes you got to reach down there and give it a little crank start. But it's sticking. So I'm going to plug this. You can go back for the exciting shit. But I'm going to buy one on Amazon. No big deal. Cool car. Really, you know, these little 4-cylinder cars with the manual transmissions, they're fun one-player cars. But that's one thing I got. I also got a truck I had to put in the shop. 95 GMC Sierra jacked up in the air, monster truck tires, 5-speed, 4-wheel drive. So I can tame the vast wilderness of Nevada. And so so I had to put it in the shop inside the airport parking lot. I stashed this thing because it didn't have no tags. So I put it in the long-term parking for a few days. Went and got a pre-bled master and slave cylinder because it would not go in gear when I held the clutch. And me and Carmen wrestled with it in the parking lot. Big help. She wanted to learn a little bit. I was happy to have the help. So we got it all in there. The security was trying to evict us, and we got it fixed. It shot out of the gate, but then it started doing it again. So there we go. Okay, and we're back. I walked too far away from my phone with the hotspot on it. Let me get this out of this car, and I'll finish my story. And so, like a bat out of hell, we burnt out of the parking lot. But then it felt like it got air in it. It was one of those pre-bled ones. And so I took it to a shop, and it needs a clutch. So, yeah. Pretty good truck, though, other than that. It's got the 350. Best motor Chevy ever made. So good. Technology they base that motor on is still what they build the V engines off of. And so, really cool truck, but it's at the shop right now, so I can't show you. Now, in Nevada, there's 2 counties that do like smog and emission. I don't have land there. One of them is Washoe County. Washoe, whatever. That's where Reno is. Another one is Clark County, and that's a little bit south of that county. But the county I have land in is in a great place called Eureka County. And altitude is thousands of feet. Alabama's around 400 or 500 feet. Let me tell you something. I bought land there because they have no building permits. They have no building codes, as far as I understand. And I got 13.88 acres out there. Basically right near a road, right near an interstate, but it's still feels isolated and silent. And it's very still, and it's surrounded by mountains. And I made a video not too long ago. Most of these videos may disappear because Facebook deletes the live streams after 30 days, and right now I can't do anything about downloading them. I don't have my laptop, so whatever. It's in here and in here. And so, and to all who behold it and experience it with me, it's in them too. So, beautiful place. Got the land. Oh yeah, and I got an RV. Really cool RV, small RV. And I am ahead of plans and well within budget. So there we go. And so yeah, I am actually, as soon as I get all my ducks in a row, I'm going to pay for my land, and then I'm going to contact BLM about a right-of-way, see what I have to do to get there. If they don't give me a right-of-way, that's what four-wheel drive pickup trucks are for, ain't it? But usually BLM is supposedly very good. As long as you own the land, they're very good about giving you right-of-ways from what I read. But don't, even if they ain't, country boy can survive. So, I'll tell y'all something. question isn't, is Kurt ready for the West? The question is the West ready for Kurt? I find the people of Nevada to be absolutely charming before I make this joke. I like them. I like it here. It's very nice, very pleasant, good people. But some of them are like space cadets, right? Their bodies are physically on Earth with us, but they somewhere else. I don't know where they at, but they somewhere else in Nevada. Nevada really is like another planet. Like what I just showed y'all, it looks just like a lot of like St. Clair County, Alabama. This isn't the county I'm living. This is Fallon, Alabama. I mean Fallon, Nevada. Nevada, Alabama. Alabama, Nevada. And so, but a lot of Nevada looks like another planet. It's beautiful. It's got sagebrush everywhere. The area I bought it in, it was it. It was it. That whole day that I was looking at land, this was the last one. I almost didn't go to it. I said, well, I've seen all I need to see here. There's one here. The last one before I went to a place called Elko, way out in Montello. And it was right next to the Utah border. And that place gets like 100 days of sunshine on average, but it was a lot like Alabama's temperament, and climate, and weather and whatnot. I wanted sunshine. I wanted clear skies, a little bit of snow, not too much. That's what I wanted, because let me tell you something. That sunshine and this high elevation, it does something else. It elevates mood. People used to go on top of mountains to seek God. Sunshine, high elevation. You know, I used to watch like this show called Dragon Ball Z, right? And they would train with like weighted clothes and the wet gravity rooms. And in terms of emotions, and in terms of moods, when you live in a place like Alabama, that's way down low, there's not as much sunshine. You can tell when you come up here, it's like taking off like the 100-pound weighted clothes, and you can move real fast. It's like that with your mood and your emotion out here. Environment play a significant role in how human beings experience life and existence. Clean water is very important. Clean air is very important. Sunshine is very important. And when we can't access those, we need to train inside to still feel that way. Do the inner work. Don't be lazy. Don't be afraid. Don't lie to yourself. Don't do what you hate. And it's real beautiful out here. It's real pleasant. If you ain't never been to a place like Nevada, I strongly encourage you to do so. In Nevada, they have a lot of mining, so some of the water isn't perfect, all right? It's a curse of having resources, like Africa, right? People want to harvest the shit out of Africa. Tremendous environmental damage. I'm not saying turn into Californians and take it to that extreme where people can't exist and live reasonably. I'm not saying do that. I'm saying there's got to be a balance. There's got to be some kind of way to balance this in a reasonable way, where we don't make it harder to exist for everyday folks. And sometimes well-meaningness can go too far. It can go too far. But yeah, a lot of this place looks like Alabama. When you drive to the northern Nevada, it doesn't look like a desert wasteland. It's high desert. High desert is different from what you would think of as yellow sands everywhere with no plant life. And Nevada has got lots of good people in it. And very positive place. It is different. The culture is different. It messes with my brain a little bit at some points because I'll see people who look just like Alabamians, but then they act completely different, and my brain like has to crash out for a second and then reboot because the memory and the experience with the one that looks like that is a lot different than the one that's right there that looks like that. So, but that's okay, because I met a really cool dude who sold me the truck. He's a really cool dude. You know, people are very, very easy going around here. West Coast is different than East Side. And, yeah, it's a little bit slower, a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more laid back around here. People are just, it's different. The environmental factors and all that. The homeless people that I've talked to and everything around here, they're even in great moods, which is funny because a lot of the homeless people that I interacted with in Birmingham, Alabama, they were good people, but they had some hardcore drug problems. And they could, one of them could quote the whole Bible. But during the middle of it, he would like click out, like click, click, like his brain had to reset or something. And every time I drive by there, this guy was swinging a sheet around him, like he was doing something wild. And I'd always honk and wave, and he'd wave back, and I'd talk to him sometimes. But when I come out here, like homeless people, they're a lot different. They're not like disenfranchised and down feeling. They're smiling. They're coherent. There's fucking differences. And so in the short time I've been here, I've been busy at work. I've been doing all kinds of things. I got my commuter vehicle. That's the one that I'm probably going to ride around and do some dashing. I got my parts on order. They're coming. And I also got a pickup truck, big old jacked up looking monster truck thing. Boy, it's going to be awesome when they get the clutch in it. I got an RV. It's like a 2000 Thor Light. It's a smaller one, and I got some land. And so that's pretty much what's going on right now. I built this thing for Carmen. This is a printer table. You put the paper in here, and you can put ink. You can put the ink jets in there. And yeah, this ain't real strong. But yeah, just so y'all see another part of Nevada y'all probably never thought existed. There's cows out there. I like watching them cows. But yeah, this part of Nevada looks just like St. Clair County when you're driving through the rural areas. And there's cows and everything out there. And I like it a whole lot out here. And it's really nice. Even at like 90 degrees, it's a lot more tolerable than Alabama 90 because Alabama's got humidity. People used to make jokes. They used to say Alabama was a swamp one time, and I believe it. Alabama's a beautiful place too. You know, you got all the beautiful trees and everything, but I really like it out here in the desert. And I've been getting some things done, and now I'm just waiting for them to get everything straightened out with the paperwork on my land in Eureka County, and then I'm going to give them the money, and they're going to give me a deed. Real good people. They keep on touching base with me. I got it from like commonlots.com. I was looking on a website called land.com, and it just popped up, and that whole day before I bought that piece of land, I was seeing like 88. Every time I glance at the rental car speedometer, because it was a digital display, 88. Then I look at my phone percentage, 88. Then I called about this piece of land. I got in the habit of just glancing through these land ads because I was in a hurry. Time's a factor. Because rental cars cost money, hotels cost money. So we must not squander what we have been given. For those who do well with what they have been given, more will be added on. And for those who throw away everything they know and those who burn the world they walk through once and step into something new, everything will be added on. Guaranteed. And faith moves mountains, faith moves men, faith moves women, and faith moves everything. Be like the planets and the wind and everything else. Be like the trees that make oxygen and everything else. Be like the birds, be like the bees, be like the trees and everything in between. Look at them, how they live. They don't spend 1 second worrying about what they ain't got. They don't spend 1 second worrying about what they ain't got, food, clothes, shelter, where it'll come from. They just live and they just be. How much God and the divine does for them, how much more it will do for you. How much more God will do for you. How much more the divine, the source, will do for you. Let me tell you something. Thousands of feet seem like a great deal to a human being, because the elevation out here is thousands of feet higher than somewhere like Alabama, where I come from. Let me tell you something. If I can go 1,000 feet in the air and the sunlight has such a great effect on me, think about this. The sun is millions of miles away from this planet. But the fact that me, such in sight of such a distance, a human being like me is like a speck of dust. But yet I go a few thousand feet in the air, which is still minuscule in distance to that energy source of the sun. And I go thousands of feet up. And instant elevation and mood change. Think about that. How such a small thing can be affected by something as great, even despite the greatness of the distance of the sun, millions of miles away, something so small, seemingly like a speck of sand, like me, going up a few thousand feet in comparison to millions of miles away from the sun, and how incredible the effect is. Imagine that. Imagine that. I hope I worded that right. That was a tongue twister. You get the point, though. The sun's millions of miles away. I'm right here, but I can go such a minuscule amount, and all of a sudden, boom, instant elevation change that you can feel. Imagine that. Truly, I tell you, we are nothing but dust in the wind. I am a vapor, here today and gone tomorrow, but I live on forever because I am spirit and soul, as are you. We don't die, we just experience a body dying. Then we sleep, then we awaken into a new dream. It's an incredible place out here. I like it profusely. Carmen has been a giant help. Apparently had a misunderstanding on communication. Something about they didn't send her email. She emailed me that morning. Yeah. Anyway, she's been a great help. She helped me get set up out here. I could have done it on my own, but let me tell you something. Don't ever reject hospitality and help when it is offered. You be out there capsize, you'll be on a boat on the ocean, for example, or something else, whatever, and you have a catastrophe happen, and you'll capsize, and you sit there, and boats will pass you, and they stop, and they say, hey, you need some help. No, God's going to save me. Well, God might have sent the boat. Get on the damn boat. You can be proud later. No shame in asking for help, guys. No shame in accepting help even when you don't ask. This is true because we all in this together. Toxic people, non-toxic people, toxic animal, non-toxic animal. We all in this. All right, you can't get away from nobody or nothing. They're you and you're them. Because all souls are one. And that's true. Just ask a quantum physicist. Particles affect each other despite distance. And everything is made up of particles because particles are like atoms and everything is an atom. And because they're all electrons and even smaller things they haven't discovered yet, literally everything is connected together. Nothing in this place, beyond the world, not just the world, but the universe, nothing in this place does anything without affecting anything else. Doesn't matter how small. Like I said, imagine that. I went up a few thousand feet closer to the sun, millions of miles away, and I could instantly tell a difference. Imagine that. I'm like that little bitty particle in hindsight. You wouldn't think something that far away would change much at all, where you could feel it and experience it. But it does. You just have to experience it for yourself. But yeah, so yeah, I've got everything I need at the moment. As soon as I get my land cleared, I'm going to commence phase 2 of the plan, unless God shoots me in another direction. I'm going to go build a cabin out in the desert. I'm going to work on getting a septic tank, or I might get a well first because I've got a camper. I can always go dump it. See what I got. I know the land I got, there's something called sage, and I'm about to butcher this word. It's a bird that looks like it's got testicles hanging off of its face, and when it goes into mating, it slaps them together. Sage growls, something. It looked like a desert chicken. It looked like a mix of a turkey and a damn Pokemon. It's a really cool looking bird, to be honest with you. A turkey and a damn Pokemon. Damn Emperor Penguin Mon over there walking through the desert like it owns the place. They have that initiative. It's an environmental initiative. My land, where it's located, is not in its zone, best I could tell from the map that they've laid out. And so I can do whatever I want on it. Of course, I'm going to call and verify all these things. But I'm pretty sure I can do whatever I want on that land because it's not in their preferred habitat, which is how these maps are drawn out. It's near a Humboldt River. I would probably flush the toilet with that water, but I probably wouldn't drink it. I might would bathe in it. Huh. You know, believe it or not, guys, my body's got a natural gift at learning. I'm an exceptional student, but the body learns how to adapt to all kinds of environmental factors. Super fast. Really, really, really awesome talent. You know, like, you got snakes. They shed their skin. Reptiles shed their skin to adapt. I kind of think of it like that. But, so yeah. I'm doing all kinds of little projects around here, gathering up some tools, getting my carpentry skills dusted off. Yeah, looking into solar energy and trying to figure out what would be the best way. But the land I got is like right across the street from like geothermal power plant. Pretty sure utilities can be hard to find out in rural parts of the desert. Yeah, they are. Yeah. So, yeah, the Sage Growls is like an epic, a legendary tier Pokemon as far as I'm concerned because I ain't seen one walking around in the wild, all right? And whenever I encounter it, it's going to play that music. What is that? Doot, 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 doot. And that's going to be its testicle chin clacking together in rhythm. It's not even going to be the song. I'm going to look, where's that music? And it's going to be that thing going, took, 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 took. Fucking ball sack mon walking around the damn desert. So I'm gonna I'm gonna check into some utilities because the land I have, it's not too far away from the water supply, and it's across the street from a power plant. So there's a good chance I can just get some utilities going, and I don't have to spot out tens of thousands of dollars to figure out all that other stuff or learn how to live like a pioneer, right? So, and guys, let me show you these ants. Alright. Look at that damn fire ants. How big old damn ant. Let me tell you something. Them little black ants, they ain't got shit on them. Them are desert ants. Them big old damn ant, man. Don't let that thing grab you. It'll bite the shit out of you, I bet. But yeah, I got the car, I got the truck, I got a camper, I got some land, and I'm still got some money. So I am building up here, and I'm probably going to get some sheep at some point. I think I want to try some sheep, but I haven't really figured it out. Goats would probably thrive out here on this sagebrush. But yeah, if it cuts me short, my battery is low. I have to charge this stuff. But I have landed in Nevada. And that right there, it ain't just for boring pews on Sunday mornings. It ain't just for really, really ancient sacred texts and stories written like fairy tales that convey universal, super spiritual knowledge and wisdom for those who got the eyes to see it and the ears to hear it and the heart to feel it. That right there is magic of the highest degree. But you gotta combine it with the power of make-believe. And you gotta have faith that that is real. And you will make it real. True story. True story. I'm happy to be here. People who look at what I did, many of you have been supportive. Some of you have been sad to see me go, and it was expressed in frustration. Come on to me, all the toxicity of the world, so that I may transmute it into bliss and joy. Because we don't break bricks with our hands. We shatter emotional barriers and master the art of transmutation. Oh no, we're not afraid to step into hell. We're not afraid to step into ice. We're not afraid to step into fire or darkness. Because we're spiritualists in this camp. There is darkness. And because we are the light of the world, we step into it without a care or concern or fear. Be not afraid, for there is darkness, and light has pierced that darkness, and to this day the dark has not been able to snuff out the light. Don't be afraid. Just climb on the back of the damn bull and get thrown off. You get better at sitting on it. You get better at hanging on. You get better at moving with it. Somewhere in there you find the balance on back of that 2,000-pound animal that's desperately kicking to get the belt off of its nads. And that bull is life and all that it entails. You sit tall in the saddle and you hold your head up high. Keep your eyes fixed where the trail meets the sky. And you live like you ain't afraid to die. Don't forget, enjoy your ride. Chris Ledoux. Fantastic place out here. I really, really like it. I'm going to learn how to hear the voice of God in the silence. Everywhere you go out here, there's a mountain in the distance. Everywhere you go, there's an open sky that is seldom full of clouds. And everywhere you go, there is a road to somewhere exciting. And it's as adventurous as you make it. Be nervous, be scared, but don't stop. Keep going. Because somewhere out there on the horizon is the promised land that's waiting for you. Somewhere out there is the land of milk and honey with your name on it. Somewhere beyond the horizon that you can't even see, that requires you to have faith and believe to make it there, is your Canaan land. And then when you make it, I hope you realize that it was all inside of you the entire time. This is a fantastic place to be. And every place is as fantastic as you let it be. This one's not too shabby. You got something you want to do, guys, don't wait. The world gonna tell you that you're gonna fuck around and find out you're too old to support yourself and this and that, and it's gonna try to scare you. And it's gonna use fear-mongering and terror tactics and psychological warfare and spiritual warfare without even knowing that's what they're doing, to keep you from doing what you want. You have free will. When you think about all those things people try to scare you with, it's all to try and get you to conform ultimately, to get you to surrender your free will and go along with something you ain't even had no consent to. You got something you want to do, drop whatever the hell you're doing. Drop whatever the shit shack you're doing and go do it. Go do it. It's now or never. This world is always going to cry out, it's getting harder and worse. Well, sounds like a personal problem, don't it? If that's what the world has to offer everyone, is an ever deteriorating and ever shittier deal to participate and cooperate in it, let it burn. Let it burn. Because that just sounds like a master that mistreats their property and their slaves. And that right there is not humanity, and it is not humane. You're born into this and said you got to ride this thing until it crashes, and you're not allowed to steer the damn thing as it crashes. You're not allowed to do much of anything. Sounds like someone else's problem, doesn't it? I think so. Nobody's going to live forever, even as they conspire to keep people bound in fear to continue to comply and cooperate with this system that is dying daily. Its money is worthless. Its economics are garbage. and built for hypocrites that will tell you this is capitalism, supply and demand, this and that. But whenever they are on the end of low demand and high supply, and it's time for them to lower prices so everyone gets a turn to have it fair, they'll burn the stock before they cut the price. But they'll tell you that you have to play along with it. Garbage. I do not rely on earthly systems, and neither should you. The birds and the bees and the trees and everything in between, they do not rely on anything. They don't even spend one day worrying about where their meal comes from and where their sustenance and where their thriving and survivability will come from. God takes care of them. How much He does for them, you better believe how much more He'll do for you is great. Every day, people are bombarded with fear tactics through the media. Every day, people don't even realize they're hooked on it like a crack addict is hooked on crack. Or for some of our friends in Alabama, methamphetamine. Every day, people are pushed to be terrified of doing what they want, using their free will, doing what they see fit, doing what makes them happy, following their true paths. They put them on hold because they were born and they were told, this is what you belong in, this is where you live, this is what you do here. And the people taught it to them didn't even come up with it, and they were just as much oppressed in bondage as the ones they put in bondage. Forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. That is the meaning of that. Don't be afraid. Don't be tricked. Don't be deceived. Don't get caught up in the melodramas. You see, to make an age thing here, the boomers love like Fox News, right? Some of them like MSNBC, and they get hooked on politics. Well, the younger generations, they ain't into all of that. So I'm seeing a transition of the media, the industrial complex of the media, the news channels and whatnot, shift over to start to talk about aliens, things of that nature. It's just to get people of a new generation hooked on something new. Whether rapture happens, whether UFO abduction happens, this don't matter. This don't matter. People ultimately want to be saved from their current situations and lives. But I tell you, as Jesus told it to you, it's not out there that you'll find the kingdom of heaven first and foremost, where you'll find paradise and you'll find your salvation. But it is inside. If you can stay comfortable in hell, if you can learn to balance emotionally and mentally, and you can tame the holy land that is yourself, your body, your mind, and all that goes with that, that is rightfully yours by birthright. If you can master it, tame it, thereby conquering it, there ain't a damn thing the outside can do to you. There ain't a damn thing the outside can come at you with. There is nothing that the outside can oppress you with. Seek not the kingdom of God outside first, but seek it inside where it is. It's in the heart. If you look inside of yourself, you find the memories and triggers and all of those things. If you find suffering, you ain't got the kingdom of God. You live in hell. You dwell in the kingdom of hell. And it is up to you. It is up to each and every one of us to transmute, transform, and establish his kingdom inside. Establish your kingdom because he gave it to you. Because what are you but an aspect and fragment of God? It is up to each and every one of us to clean up the Holy Land. No foreign idols. No foreign altars. What does that mean? That means the things that distract you, the things that take all your attention from being present and enjoying life without worries and anxieties and crippling thoughts. Those are the idols. Those are the altars. Smash them, heal them, resolve them, process them, let them go. Put them in the fire, so to speak. Be as Elijah. Call fire down from heaven upon yourself, from deep within yourself, and initiate radical spiritual transformation. And when you have, you might just find out you're the one you were waiting on. You're the one you were waiting on to save your ass. God empowers those who step forward willing and ready. From children, young to old. David was a little boy when he heard a loudmouth giant talking a whole lot of shit. Oh, he was so loud, he made the earth shake. He made every grown man, every veteran soldier of that army, the Israelites, he made them all shake with fear. None of them would step forward. Goliath said, if one of you can kill me, you win. We will all be your slaves. We will all surrender. And we will be at your mercy. All the men wouldn't face that loud-mouthed giant. A little boy did. Think about that. Herding sheep one day, protecting a herd, protecting what he loved, his sheep. Slayed bears, slayed lions. Came to bring lunch to the real soldiers. Didn't even have any business being there. But oh boy, he heard the loudest mouth. So loud it shook the ground. And David said, point me in his direction. And they said, let's put some armor on you to protect you. He said, I don't need a damn thing. I just need to know the way to slay a giant. David marches out to Mr. Prototype Fee-Fi-Fo-Fum. I smell the blood of an Israelite. Laughing his head off, he taunts this child. Where is the men? Hell, bring out the women, but not this. A little kid, a child. Pathetic. The giant laughs. David said, you come in the name of darkness. You come to oppress us. You come to hold us down in bondage. You curse and mock my God. You come in the name of darkness, but I come in the name of God Almighty. And David slaughtered that giant. One rock. And then, in the fashion of all great heroes, David takes the enemy's sword and beheads the enemy with it. I bet that fucker didn't expect that, did he? Woke up that morning and said, I've done this 1,000,000 times. Little kid took your sword. That sounds like some Grand Theft Auto shit, doesn't it? You get driving through Vice City or wherever the hell they drive through now, and you're running hookers over, and you're running NPCs over on the sidewalk. You carjack them and do it with their own car. Is that fucking hilarious? About time someone shut that loud mouth up. That's all I have to say today. Go open the Bible. Step inside of the shoes of all of the characters. Become them. And by the time you're done, you realize it was inside of here the whole time. The sun's setting. That is the update. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Go test your faith. Go test your faith. God likes it when you test him. He says, oh, they're feeling frisky now. They want to play. Just imagine Jesus standing up there. Be gentle. All right, guys, have a good night. I hope everything goes your way. See ya.